free though.
Then
Yeah,
that one's
I think it looks like
This one.
No, that looks like
that
first one.
But it's got clothes on.
That's an auction.
That one looks like the first one.
That's
Well, it's got clothes on, I think.
That one's
That looks like the
Right,
overseer man.
what is going on there? What is going on
Overseer.
I think, yeah, because he's got clothes. They've got clothes on there.
Yeah, but
And they've not got like traditional African dressing.
yeah, that's a good point. So that can't be at the beginning.
No, it can't be.
That's vicious. That.
Which is
Do you think he's liberating them to run away and then like?
no, they're the
No,
dogs.
no,
chasing
they're the
them.
dogs. They're the dogs. Look, he's got the dog on the leash.
I know, but that's what.
This
I'm
guy
saying.
must have been. He must have.
It's me, man. One of the spot.
I brought you some of the objects in here, so if you want to have a look at them again.
What we'll do is try and integrate the objects into this narrative that Ian has, and then that will create a narrative that you can write up. Because in fact, it's a good exercise not only for yourselves but for me and Ian, who are making the story up. In that Ian, in order to do this story, he had to research loads of things. I got him a lot of material, but he's seen more material now in these artifacts. And I myself, when I tell the story, if I have these artifacts in front of me, and if the museum so wished, I could integrate their objects into the story, and then you would get a fuller story with interpretation.
This guy's on his horse.
He could be wrong. No, he could be wrong.
in the field.
Yeah, he's round in
He's
the.
later in the
Yeah.
field.
No, I think this goes like that. I think that goes like that.
Yeah, that's
And then
probably
the big,
right.
yeah, that's run away. And then
To get Yamo.
the dogs come
So
up
where
with
does
them.
that go?
No, he's round. He might be. He's could be. Yeah, he's there. And
The
then
dogs.
then it's
and
the
the
dogs.
wave. Yeah. That's what I think.
It's close, you know. It's almost exact, but the story's more or less there.
It's actually it's not how it is in the order
But it
that
is
we've done
still
it,
a
but
narrative,
it is
isn't it?
what I thought would be a natural order if you didn't have the narrative. So it's interesting that it should be ordered in that manner. I think you see these dogs are so real. They jump out at you so fiercely that you think that must be the narrative core of the story.
Right.
And actually, the way it was that these dogs were used to subdue this man here. Because what used to happen was that they would come in chains from the interior of West Africa, and then they would be sold on the beach, on the coast. Then at that point, they might be unchained, rechained, they'd be branded, and then they would be taken onto the ship. And so, at the point where of that exchange, when they're sold from one person to another,
They try and run away.
they need to get them on the ship. How would they get them on the ship?
The dog shit.
Well, that's our speculation.
Because
You can. I don't know.
Oh, that is exactly right. You know, auction.
This middle line.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Auction. Rebellion.
Yeah.
This guy breaks rebellion. There's actually something that goes in between there. This actually happens on the ship. So as he's going onto the ship, actually once he's on the ship, I think he kills some of the he kills two of the traders. Yeah. So they set dogs on him in order to subdue him, and lock him back in the hole.
I've just brought some of the art gallery museum people in to come and have a look at some of the storyboard narrative. I believe that Ian is working on putting a book together to do with the slave trade, and now that they've actually seen some of the artifacts and maybe even the products, because I know you said that your stuff was a European products, but it was based out of people's need for sugar and their want for it, and the fact that people were actually taken to produce the sugar and not actually be paid for anything. And so there's a story going on that Ian is actually drawing. Can you tell us a little bit more about the story?
Well, Ian, you do it so well.
Well, seeing that I'm the illustrator, I think the writer should tell the story. I don't want to do everything, you know what I mean? Okay, then I guess.
You've heard my voice, so.
All right then. The story is actually part of a narrative about a slave called Frederick. Sorry. It tells his story from his capture. He's being brought to the coast before he's put on the ships and taken over to Jamaica to work in the cane fields. Hence the link to all the sugar items that you have. It has a bit of a ghost story to it, but that's not included in this part of the narrative. You can look at the images and basically the guys who were here before have laid it out more or less in the order it would go.
So did you originally have it not in the order it would go?
No,
to see
actually,
whether or not that the young people could actually see where
well,
it would
he
go?
put it in an order. I came in and messed it up. Because I didn't like the way it looked. And then they just told, because all of the story isn't here, using the parts that they did actually make up a different narrative, which works just as well. Yeah.
And what we're doing at this point in time is attempting to make connections between the artifacts that you've got and the story, i.e. where these objects would sit naturally within the narrative of the story. And I was saying that it's one way in which one can integrate the artifacts into a wider discussion or narrative, because often one of the difficulties with museums is that you get these isolated objects or objects for which there is no overarching narrative. What the story does, what the pictures do, is deliver that overarching narrative, what's going on. So that is the second part of the puzzle, which is to place, as Shirley is attempting to do.
It's just as you were talking, all of a sudden, I was just thinking, where would these objects fit?
Yeah.
Now the bowl, kind of, the bowl is from home, although that is the, you tell me what that is. But
Would
it
they
was,
be able to bring the bag with them, or would they take it off?
no, they probably wouldn't have done, but they had already the skills for the working of the
That's
leather,
true.
the making of the leather, and because it was, I was told that the Africans that is kind of related to is kind of the Muslim end of Africa, and it was people who were kind of into horse riding and the horse trade and that kind of stuff. So I kind of felt that.
What a lot of people don't realise is that when people bought slaves, they weren't just getting a human being. What they're actually getting is somebody who was skilled in a lot of different things. So
that's right.
That one could go there as irony.
That one again.
I think it could even go there as irony. It's a hammer. But obviously, it's not in that concept.
It's a Shango stick.
Yeah, it's a Shango stick, but it's not in that concept.
So what is a Shango stick? Because you're now telling me that it's a Shango stick.
Alright, or Shango's like one of the gods in it, and it's like, it represents, I think, storm. Yeah.
He was a warrior.
You have to create it. Yeah.
So what's this piece?
It's a
prayer.
That's a prayer.
Maybe they would have prayed before they did the rebellion or something.
A prayer board, that's right.
So we've got one of the sugar objects, we've got another one here, and somewhere in between there has got to fit our bonbonniere, because somewhere sugar is being made for Europeans to put it into this item as a luxury item, aren't they? You know, the sugar that was put into these containers was to show that you had wealth. That's what I was told.
Yeah, status.
Am I right?
Yeah,
okay.
It's status symbol.
So it's a status symbol. You know, nowadays it's your iPod, isn't it, and whatever that status symbol is. So that was a status symbol for them.
Why you place it there?
Why I place it next to here? Because I feel that this is telling a story about, if you like, somewhere in between the working of the field and him escaping.
Yeah.
So that's why I placed that piece there.
I would have placed it probably here, maybe, because he's willing to like escape, and that's the end product. Yeah, out of the pain came
There's
the
no right
sugar.
wrong,
I don't know.
curious,
You know, tell your story. That's what it's about. Because for me, that's what doing your poetry, writing your narratives, is about. Creating your own visuals and seeing a visual and creating your story from that visual. It's whichever way you want to put the pieces. I was just like, oh, I wonder if these fit into this story. Let's see if they do.
The bonbonniere.
The bonbonniere is this one.
Alright, is that the same one?
And what was this for? What was this?
It's a sweet mould, and
yeah.
that's what the sweet mould looks, the press, and that's sort of the impression. So that would have been what the sweet looked like.
And so that would have actually fitted inside this container. Maybe not.
No, that's a different. It's a different thing.
Yeah. Okay.
So wouldn't that go there instead of that?
Yeah. Well,
it's
all
like
together
sweet.
because it's the mould and the sweet, isn't it?